All right, ladies and gentlemen, it does appear that I might have been wrong about Honkai Star Rail, and I might have been wrong about version 3.0, because we have the premier gacha reviewer, Go, back at it again with another video. And this time he's going to be focusing on why HSR 3.0 is a premier anime mobile gaming update. And we're all very familiar with Go at this point, right? He's a creator that has, given flawless reviews of a lot of games like Wuthering Waves. He had some very harsh things to say about version 2.0, and now I'm excited to hear what his take is on the update that many are calling the worst in gacha gaming. So with that, take it away, Yango. Let's see what you got.
All right, so this stream, I was just gonna give my review of the Honkai Star Rail version 3.0 update, and I'll just say straight up that I think this update offers a premier anime mobile gaming experience, okay? But the thing is, as I did this before stream, if you go to an incognito tab on YouTube.
So this is the first fatal flaw that I'm seeing with Go. The fact that he's not using dark mode on YouTube is quite possibly, I think, the most damning piece of evidence that you can have against him. Because holy shit, you can actually see that my camera is lit up by this. And ladies and gentlemen, light mode on YouTube is not a substitute for sunlight. Do keep that in mind.
You type in HSR 3.0 review, we just see a bunch of people poo-pooing the game. Like, we got a 5.5 out of 10, the most disappointing major patch update. It was worse than expected.
My eyes hurt.
HSR messed up. This sucks.
Hey, there we go. Hey, mama, I'm right there. Look at that, buddy. Hey, it was worth the cataracts. See my name up there? It was worth the pain.
HSR still sucks. This is a 1 hour review. 1 hour of this guy apparently crying about how much he dislikes Honkai Star Rail. Do they even play the game? They're not even like in the game. They're just like watching a quest walkthrough. Oh wait, this is Ruku Sensei. Wait, this is like the one Ellen Joe song guy, right? This girl right here is in fucking high school. Fuck Hoyo. Either maker of major nerf for tits, you can't have both. I don't even think he plays Honkai Star Rail though.
He's doing him so dirty right now. Holy shit. Wait, this is an amazing video. Holy fuck. This is really good. Why does Go put so much more effort into his HSR content than his Wuthering Waves content? This is already miles ahead better than his Wuthering Waves 2.0 reviews. Keep in mind he's made multiple. The HSR one's already off to a better start. 1000%. What is motivating him to do this?
This is just a Wuthering Waves. Yeah, so I feel like most of these channels, so how do I want to start this? So at a high level, what's happening is all you guys are getting influenced by influencers, quite frankly. Because I noticed this when I was playing Honkai Gay Rail, when I logged in for the first time for 3.0, I had people in my Twitch chat just telling me how bad it is. And I had people saying Honkai Yap Rail, and I will ban you if you use the words yap, if you use the words crash out, if you use the words low bro, if you use any of those words, you're banned from my chat. Not because I think you're a Zoomer idiot if you use those words, but because quite frankly, I don't think you can speak English very well if you use those words.
Yango, that's a little bit offensive. Right? Just because somebody can't speak English that well, that doesn't mean you have to ban them from your chat or ban them from your YouTube channel. I have a lot of people that comment on my videos and it's just entirely in Russian. The entire comment is in Russian or Cyrillic or something like that. I think it's a bit of a bad look. I think it's a bad look. You know what I mean? Just to ban people if they're enjoying your content. Hey, they have subtitles on. You can turn on subtitles for their comments. I'll move my camera so we can see his thing in the corner.
English very well if you use those words. It's kind of like if you like are learning Japanese and you start saying like sugoi randomly to like try to fit in, or I don't know, or like desu or eto. That's what I do when I'm like in Japan. Like I go to Japan, I start ordering a coffee and be like eto soy es beta melo tango soy latte gaisimasu desu eto. Then like all the YouTubers giving reviews are either hetero waves or loser zone 0 channels. Like this one here is a hetero waves channel. But then even on the X platform or Reddit,
Is he making fun of me for being straight? Is this where society has gone nowadays? Now I'm gonna get made fun of for not being gay? Alright, I see how it is, Yango.
Or Reddit, when you see someone shitting on the premier game that is Honkai Gay Rail, you click on their profile and it's always a woo-wah or loser zone 0 player. Like, anyone else notice that or just me? Maybe my dad, I'll ask him later. And I think the reason for it is because we got 10 hours of content, whereas they only have like 3 hours of content in their update. So they beat their update really fast. So now they're just all really bored and quite frankly have nothing better to do than to just, well, troll.
You know what? That would explain why on the release day of patch 3.0, Honkai Star Rail had around 30 to 40,000 viewers on Twitch. And then the very next day, right after release, the viewers went all the way down to 7,000. I believe that the only reason for that was people were so engrossed by the high quality of the patch that they decided they wanted to play it too. Surely the reason was not people being so dissuaded by its immense length and lack of value that they decided they didn't want to watch it, nor did they want to stream it. It was certainly not that. It was the former, not the prior.
Meanwhile, us trailblazers are just having so much fun in N4ES that we not even bothered posting about how much we like it on online platforms since we're still playing it and distracted by how peak the update is. First thing I liked about N4ES is
not pre-watched, okay? Literally not pre-watched. This was uploaded 4 hours ago. It was uploaded 4 hours ago, okay? I couldn't have pre-watched. It was uploaded while I was sleeping. I swear to God.
First thing I liked about N4ES is like, I like how it's kind of like a major story update, but it's also like a side story as well. And what I mean by that is I like how I was kind of getting burnt out of how all the stories were a bunch of lore about all the Aeons and things like that. Whereas in N4ES, we kind of have like a full reset with the Titan lore, right? That's like one thing I do like.
Aren't the Titans just Aeons, but they're now just called Titans? Isn't that kind of just what it is? It's like Nikola Tesla, the Fury, is just Nanook, but he's called the Fury instead of Destruction. Isn't it kind of just the same thing?
Lore, right? That's like one thing I do like. So it kind of feels like a actual new planet and like a new reset in the lore. The basic lore of this update is that a mad titan built up an army and he attacks the holy city and we have to go and defeat him.
Sounds like Nanook attacking Herta Space Station for fun. Sounds like Nanook attacking Herta Space Station for fun. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I left Amphorius when I was given the opportunity to. I thought that was the lore-friendly ending of HSR 3.0. Just getting the fuck out of there after Aglaia just tries to kill you. You just leave. Not my problem. Go fuck yourself.
And the Titan's name is Nikador. Sorry, I'm like
he was about to say Nanook. He was literally about to say Nanook, guys. He was about to say Nanook. It's right here. That is the proof. That is literally the proof.
Sorry, I'm like scared of saying any words that start with NI. In fact, I avoid all those words. That's why I didn't even stream this update at all. Like, that is probably why this Titan became so powerful, because I assume this Titan had to have been planning this attack on the city for decades, right? And Finon was like, Algaea, we need to stop stop who? Actually forget it. Just didn't want to risk it. That probably goes on for years, just not worth being canceled since everything is so frickin' PC nowadays. But eventually the Titan attacks the city and it's like, okay, we gotta deal with this problem now. So, yeah, a pretty simple plot to follow along with, which was a nice change of pace after Penacony's more complicated web of plot lines. I think, like, the opening in general, once you get past the stupid hoe that is Black Swan, who is the most insufferable character in all of Honkai Gay Rail.
And the Amphorius that has been revealed by the garden's mirror is like a treasure inside a display case. Dazzling, yet out of reach.
I'm not gonna lie, some people like the way that Black Swan talks. I'm gonna be honest. The way she talks is like somebody that fucking has to like load the next thing that they're saying in their brain before they can say it. It's like they load the sentence in like 10% increments. She like stops talking while the next part of the sentence loads, and then she says the next part, and then it's like it just loads again and again. It's like she's stuttering, but not really stuttering. I fucking hate it.
Out of reach. I need a sharp nail to break through that glass. And that's where you come in.
And that's where you come in.
Where you come in. Only through trailblazing
It's
can
just insufferable. Okay, whoa,
Yep.
holy shit, she dropped the title. Actually, one thing I did like with this update is they use the word trailblazing a lot. Anyone else notice that? They use the word trailblazing a lot, which I found cool.
back to light.
Imagine Black Swan working at like a DMB. She'd be great at that. Be like, the renewal of a driver's license, a task that I, as an ethereal memo keeper of the DMV, am too familiar with. Then she'd just like ramble on and waste your time for the next hour. Alas, the ethereal clock inches closer to the hour of 5, and I fear this ethereal journey draws to an end.
This is a glazing video, right? Real fast. This is him glazing the update, right? Is this gonna take a turn towards the predictable? I don't feel like he's really glazing anymore.
I bid you farewell, Trailblazer, as the DMV closes its celestial gates at 5. But fear not, as we can resume this ethereal journey
You
tomorrow.
broke character. You broke character.
Should be a great government employee.
I trust you won't disappoint me.
After we get through the annoying Black Swan dialogue, I feel like the start of the update was like pretty good. The thing is a lot of people are saying there's yapping. You know, they're using that term, a bunch of rambling. I didn't really notice any rambling in the update until maybe the end bit with Herda. Because the Herda stuff, they like extended that stuff a little bit, but that's like more specific. The very start, I didn't really notice like any rambling at all. It felt like pretty natural to me. I feel like this update felt most natural in terms of...
Is this guy serious? Nah, there's no way. Nah, man, there's no way. I feel like every time Aglaya showed her stupid face on the screen, I wanted to shut off the game. I actually almost had a game quit angle when we met Aglaya for the first time, and she was just like, "Get ready to buckle down. We're gonna have a really, really long conversation about all of this stuff. It's gonna take a really long time." And then they just tell you about how long it's going to take for like 15 minutes. They just keep telling you how long everything is going to take for 15 minutes. And I was just like, it's almost like the game doesn't want me to play at this point. It's like the devs know that they've gotten heavily critiqued for like excessive dialogue, and now they're just like doing like a little bit of foreplay at the start to just be like, well, we warned them about it. We warned them about it, so it's okay. Nah, man. Nah, that wasn't it. That was not it.
meeting every character in the new region and then actually going to the dungeons. Like, for one, the dungeons are just the best they've been, for sure.
I
They're, like, integrated
haven't
in the
even
map
got into
too,
a single
aren't
one of
they?
these.
Yeah, they are. So they're not even like instance dungeons. They're like actually integrated into the map. So some of these puzzles I don't think I've quite solved yet. But if we go in here, we'll see it's a 3D map. So they're way more...
This isn't part of the story. Yango, what I think happened is I think your account manager played the update for you. Why don't you have a single bit of gameplay of anything other than the Black Swan thing? And why was the Black Swan thing from somebody else's YouTube video? Why is there not a single moment of you actually playing the fucking story? This is a YouTube video. And then he just suddenly goes to a completed fucking story and then the map. I think this is the optimal way to enjoy 3.0. You just have somebody else do the story for you, and then you just actually play the game. Because guess what? For about 7 hours in the HSR 3.0 story, you don't fight anything. You don't fight a single thing. You just sit there talking to somebody or talking to 2, 3, 4 people for 5 hours.
Here we'll see it's a 3D map. So they're way more 3-dimensional. Yeah, I just feel like the puzzles are...
Oh, great.
as
Now
good
I'm
as
playing
they've ever
fucking
been. It's
Roblox.
definitely
Awesome.
a massive improvement from the previous 2 updates, and at least for me, if I'm playing like an update, I would say like the dungeons and puzzles might be the #1 thing for me. If anything, I feel like it felt more like a Bellabog for me.
The fucking graphics look like Roblox too. Wait, why? The map actually looks like shit. Am I wrong? I think this looks terrible. It actually feels like it's low res. Maybe Yango's playing on like super low. It just looks bad. Like if you just could take a screenshot of like this part over here, it actually looks like a PS2 game.
It felt more like a Bellabog for me in terms of the pacing. Like, I didn't feel like Penacony had a bit more annoying pacing, especially towards the end, where you would get a lot of story segments, and then
Apps
you would
are
get
designed
maybe
to
a
sell
bit of,
face
like,
out.
puzzle, dungeon crawling gameplay and whatnot. I felt like this was pretty constant puzzle crawling gameplay until maybe the very end. You think people are just tired of this? You mean tired of the game or what? I would agree. I feel like if this was out, here's the vibe I get. If we replace Penacony with this update, the vibe for Penacony was way bigger, right? Like people were vibing more with Penacony launch. If we just had this be Penacony and we swap the updates around, I think people would be like Emporius is peak. And then if this was Penacony, people would be saying it's ass. That's the feeling I get. I think it's fully a vibe thing. I will say the cutscenes they did have were pretty short.
What did Yango just say? I think what he basically said was that the second update to HSR, whatever was in version 2.0 would have been well received, and whatever was in 3.0 would have been terribly received. And so it's literally just like, it didn't matter which one came first. Whichever one was 2.0 would have been liked, and whichever was in 3.0 would have been hated. Was that kind of like the gist of it? I can kind of see where he might be coming from with that, but I'm going to be honest. 3.0 is not a marked improvement on the game at all in any fashion whatsoever. Nothing's really better about the story. Nothing's really better about the storytelling. Nothing's really better about the map design. Nothing's really better about the character design. Nothing's really better about the gameplay. Nothing really stands out to a degree that just makes you think, oh, this is like an X.0 update. There is nothing that really makes you think, oh my gosh, this is way different than what we got before, except the characters dealing more damage. And if you're getting all of the same, and you're consistently getting the same thing over and over and over again, with just like a different coat of paint, yeah, I see where he's coming from. Because 3.0 brought nothing new to the table that made people just be like, oh my fucking god, this is a better game than it was before. And especially on the heels of an update like Wuthering Waves 2.0, I can see why people would be upset with 3.0. Because 2.0 feels like, let's be honest here, a completely different game in a lot of different aspects. So many parts of the gameplay, not just the story, not just the storytelling, so many different parts of the gameplay got improved. Same with ZZZ 1.4. And so, to a degree, right, Kuro fucked Hoyo, and also Hoyo fucked Hoyo. Because guess what? If 1.4 wasn't as good or as game-changing as it was, I think 3.0 would have been more well-received.
That's actually the main criticism I probably have, is like a lot of the cutscenes would be very hype and stuff, but then you would get out of the cutscene and it would just look very lame. Like, there was one cutscene when they're confronting the Titan and it's all epic, and then the cutscene ends and your characters are just calmly talking with no tension at all that the previous cutscene was conveying.
You guys want to see something crazy? You guys want to see a cutscene for version 1.0 of the game? This is from 1.0 of Honkai Star Rail. Let's just take a look at how long this is. One 1.0, by the way. One 1.0, by the way. It's literally better. It's literally longer and it's literally better. The stuff that you guys got in 3.0 is literally worse than 1.0 of the game. Instead, you get Trailblazer doing that for 30 seconds. Or sorry, not 30 seconds, 5 minutes. It looks so stupid. This has to be the worst pose in the game. This literally has to be the worst pose in the fucking game. I don't know how anybody looks at this and they're able to like not laugh at how stupid it looks. What? Nobody does that in real life. Nobody does that in like this is the first time I've seen a pose that looks this dumb in a video game. I have never seen one that looks this stupid. And the fact that they hold it for the entire cutscene or not the entire cutscene, the entire dialogue is just so weird. It looks so stupid. I don't get it. They always spam it. It has no cooldown.
This cutscene was conveying. Yeah, it's right here, actually. I skipped right to it somehow. See, they're just, like, calmly talking here. When
Bro did not play the quest.
Right before this was displaying a more
Bro did not
tense
play the
scenario.
quest.
So I feel like this happened a
this
couple times, and it was definitely a major presentational issue. I like how this update was really long. It had a lot of good dungeons. the new lore, learning about the whole new region was good. I like how it's like a full reset. It actually feels like a new planet. You don't have to like quite remember all the previous stuff necessarily. And then they still have their endgame as well that they've always had, because the endgame in Honkai Star Rail is already like pretty figured out. Now, in terms of the endgame,
Yeah, pull the newest character.
the main thing I've seen complained about is people are mad that the HP pools are higher, right? I think that's like the main complaint I've seen, is that people are mad that the HP pools are higher. And I just don't understand. That sounds like a skill issue to me. It's like getting mad that your math classes get harder. Like, were these people like, damn, calculus really has an inflated operations pool. Like, before in algebra class, we just had addition and subtraction, multiplication. But now they're teaching us these things called derivatives and integrals, and I just can't handle this operation inflation. It's a problem with my brain.
Yango, you gotta realize that half of your audience playing this game did not graduate from middle school. So I wouldn't even talk about calculus. I wouldn't even talk about calculus.
I feel like everyone who complains about HP pool, we can go onto their account, we can check if they have Silverwolf. They probably don't. And if they do have Silverwolf, they're probably not built. That would be my guess.
Guys, look at the team that Yango's running. I don't think he clears the MOC with that. I don't think he actually clears the MOC with this team. He has E6
They probably don't have
Silverwolf.
Silverwolf built. They probably don't have Sparkle built. It's like, what do you expect? You're not going to build like the most powerful Trailblazers, and then you're going to like complain when you get your ass handed to you. Then again, like I said, we're getting trolled by ZZZ players, and isn't their game really easy? Like, ZZZ is basically just autoplay, except you press a button non-stop like this, and then you wait for the shiny light. So, you know, they're just very... They're not even low skilled, they're also just like very low brain capacity as well. Overall vibe of the world, honestly,
Not wrong.
I wasn't expecting much, because I didn't think I was like much into Greek lore stuff, but a lot better than I thought. I like the overall map for sure. And then I also feel like it fits into the theme of Honkai Star Rail, because the thing is back in like ancient Greece and ancient Roman times, everyone was blatantly gay. Like, look it up if you don't believe me. So I feel like that kind of fits into their like agenda, I guess. Like, that's actually why the Roman Empire fell, is that they allowed too many straight people into the empire.
I'm gonna be honest. I would put money on Yango not having actually played a single second of the story this update. I would put real money on him not actually having even 2 hours of playtime in the story. I haven't heard him talk about anything other than the cutscenes that you can watch on YouTube. And the one dialogue that he talked about was from somebody else's video. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think that's pretty based. I think that's pretty fucking based. Because guess what? If you cut out the whole 10-hour story, maybe you could view HSR 3.0 as a premier anime mobile gaming update. If you just cut out the story completely and you just logged onto your account and you had S6, E6, Remembrance Trailblazer, and then you could just go clear the map. I think it could potentially be considered that. But guess what? To unlock all the features and to experience the update as a whole, you have to play the godforsaken fucking story. You have to play all 10 hours of that bullshit if you want to unlock the new character. Oh boy. And that is a steep price to pay. That is a steep price to pay.
Too many straight people into the empire, and things kind of like took a turn for the worse there. But if you look at like even like modern culture, the most omnipotent country right now is the US of A, right? Which country has the most gay people, the highest gay population? It's the US of A. Like, that's why we're so powerful. And even more specifically, San Francisco is the gayest American city, which is also why it's the most powerful one. Like, San Francisco's where flippin' Meta is and OpenAI. Like, this is the city where the Singularity AI is gonna be born out of. And overall, what we see through history is that when you congregate a bunch of gay minds into one place, those regions tend to develop the most. So San Francisco is kind of like the modern day Constantinople of the world. What was that? Oh yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that
even he's getting going. We're literally talking about Amphorius, and now we got into OpenAI and singularities. Even he got confused. This is what has happened because the story in 3.0 was this unplayable. Because the story in 3.0 was this hard to get through. This is where we're going.
what was that? Oh yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I like the Greek theme on this.
Amphoria's script was written by OpenAI?
Greece, whatever.
Probably.
It's kind of the same thing. I feel like it's the gayest region yet that we've had thus far in this game. I think probably the last thing I'll talk about, which is the other... Actually, this is the worst part of the update. Actually, it's the best part of the update. It's a worst part, but it can be framed as the best part. And that is all the new upcoming Trailblazers, besides the Herta, who we already have released. Everyone else coming out that we know of, which will be what? Phanon, Medai, Algia, Trippy, Catherine, I don't know. All these upcoming Trailblazers, they're all very, very mid-hose. Very mid-hose, very mid-Trailblazers. I think they're the worst designs we've had, quite frankly, forever. But what that allows us to do is to save polls to get more Silverwolf copies, which will be next banner. Overall, I'm going to give this update a 7.5 out of 10.
What an incredible video. He calls it the premier anime mobile gaming update, and literally all he did the entire time was shit on the game. Literally all he did the entire time was just shit on the game. And then he ends it with a solid 7.5 out of 10. This is not the proper rating. You gotta subtract at least 3 or 4 points from that one. Maybe even 5.
But if this is a YouTube video, I'm gonna put 9.5 out of 10 in the thumbnail, because you'll probably click it because you're an idiot. All right, I'll turn it all to you guys now.
He fucking got me. He fucking boomed me. Well, I guess he wasn't wrong there, ladies and gentlemen. As you can all see, it turns out that HSR 3.0 was such a mid update. Some could even say bad. Some could even say trash, or some could even say garbaggio. That even a title like this is gonna lead to a fuck ton of critiques about it. And I'm happy to say that I can count on maybe one hand, 5 fingers, how many people actually enjoyed this game. And hopefully it's a wake-up call to Hoyoverse, right? When even Go can't help but skip your story in his review, I think there might be a problem. I think there might actually be a problem. So with that, let me know what you all thought about this one. It was surprisingly honest considering who the creator is. Give that a like, and peace out.